Bonjour, bonne année, Happy New Year. I'm Rebecca Leffler, and here are my favorite French films and series of the month for your viewing plaisir. January is the perfect time to get nice and cozy and watch a heartwarming drama. I recommend Driving Madeleine. Here, you may need these. It's quite the tearjerker. Fasten your seatbelts, bumpy, emotional roller coaster ride ahead. It's an ostensibly simple story. A cab driver picks up an old woman and drives her through town, but there's really an epic life story underneath the surface. It's about a 92-year-old woman, the titular Madeleine, played by the époustouflante, the amazing Line Renaud, and she quite literally takes a ride through her life, through the backseat of a cab driven by the one and only Danny Boone. The film is bursting with emotion, but it manages to really avoid being overly sentimental, and that's really thanks to the wonderful performances that also includes Alice Isaz, who plays a young Madeleine through a series of flashbacks. And in this time when the world is so divided, this movie about an unexpected connection between two people is really refreshing, and it's also a beautiful ride through Paris. It's magnificently shot, impressive direction by Christian Carillon, who really takes this small story and brings it alive on the big screen. So go hail a cab and go see it in the theater at once. Next up, another epic life brought to the screen, this time a more well-known figure, the iconic Simone in Olivier Dahan's Simone, Woman of the Century. And she really was a woman of the century. She was a politician, a Holocaust survivor, a women's rights pioneer, a wife, a mother, a real 20th century woman, and somehow Olivier Dahan really manages to squeeze all of these facets of her into one film. It's very ambitious. It's really just a very important film about a very important woman. I think it's essential viewing. Elsa Zilberstein completely transformed herself into this role. She becomes Simone from age 37 to 87. The always magnetic Rebecca Marder plays a young Simone, and it's really a film about survival, about challenging the status quo. It was one of the top movies at the French box office last year, which I think really speaks to the fact that it can resonate with so many different generations. And here, you might need some more tissues for this one too. It's not an easy movie to watch, but it's really, really pertinent and so timely and speaks to so many aspects of our society today, and I highly recommend Simone, Woman of the Century. And on a lighter note, after Simone and Madeleine, I recommend some Julie Delpy, that is, her series On the Verge. It's a comedy, but it's Julie Delpy, so it's acerbic, it's a dark comedy. It's very politically incorrect, but it's bingeable and addictive and entertaining and relatable and really just an enjoyable watch. It's sort of an anti-rom-com. It follows women in their 40s as they navigate life in LA, and they don't have it all figured out like society says that they should. And that's what makes it all the more fun to watch. It's both completely over the top and absurd, but also very stunningly true to life. It's kind of like an auteur French film chopped into multiple different episodes in a series format. It's beautifully shot. It will make you laugh, but also, okay, maybe a few tears here. Just keep those tissues. And it's a great escape really from everything terrible happening in the world, but it also doesn't ignore it. And it tackles the issues facing particularly today's women with humor, with tenderness. It's witty and sharp. It's Delpy-esque, if you will, signature. And its charm is that it's so irreverent. And if you are on the verge of choosing between what is now a jungle of so many shows to watch, this one really, in my opinion, is a truly underrated gem. Unfortunately, there's only one season, but just go watch it. So voila, a few of my favorite films and series about French femmes in particular this month to kick off your year. And I'll see you next month for some more French February favorites. Au revoir.